Hi everyone, I just wanted to come on and I'm going to start a tutorial on how to make my purses. I made this one this morning and it's a cute little bag. Got a chain handle for it, a little pocket on the back, button closure, and it just slips into behind that, pops open, and there's the bag. And I didn't put any pocket in this one. It's just a simple little one. This is one of those things where you me trying to make a tutorial on these is keep it simple stupid, which is for me, because I like to be perfect in these, and I am often not. So, you know, when that happens, I get a full, that needed to be pushed in. I get irritated, and it makes it very hard for me to like what I'm doing. So, anyway, this is my purse that we're going to make today, and it is a simple one. It's just a complete fold over on the top, no studs or anything like that. We can get into those at a later time, but one of the things is my cardstock. I've got lots of cardstock, but I don't have a lot of double top papers, so that makes it hard to finish them off. As you can see on this one, I had to do the inset on the flap, and this is just a little button here that this is connected to, which is hooked in like an eyelet. The chain is hooked on the eyelets in the back, and so it's fairly simple. I don't have another chain, and that is at this weight. I got this one in a box that Judy bought from me, from Jean Peter, and sent, and oh my gosh, there's so many goodies in that thing that I just can't wait to work on them, work with them. So anyway, we're going to try to make this one today, and I've laid out some measurements and actually tried to work this out before I started. So with that, we're going to get started, and I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to get my measurements and stuff out here so I can make sure that I tell you all my measurements. I have 2 sheets of dark green paper that I'm going to use. This is cardstock. It's not real heavy cardstock, but it will work for these purses. A heavier one gives you a lot more stability, but once you fold these, there is a lot of stable pieces in it. This is going to be my top sheet, and normally I probably would have looked for a yellow for this to go on, but I really liked the way the green framed it, so that's going to be the insets on the purse. This pretty sunflower daisy pattern here. So let's get into it. First off, I don't need this in for a while because that's going to make our flap. And I do use 2 pieces. You can make these with 1, but I like to make mine a little bigger. My purses measure 9 inches long, 4.5 inches tall, and 3 inches wide on the bottom. So you can put, whoa, let's get the autofocus off. Okay, let's try that. 3 inches on the bottom, and it gives you a lot of space to put ephemera or whatever you want to fill them with. They're nice gift boxes. They hold quite a bit of items on the inside. And that's actually what they are made for, is for gift boxes, but I like to use them for the ephemera and for gifts also. So you know, there's lots of And you can actually carry these. You can carry these. They will hold up to carrying for a while. They're not going to hold forever if you carry them out and throw them around and do things like that. But you can carry them. You know, they will hold a wallet and whatever you want to put in them. You know, so if you're going someplace and you just need a simple little handbag, you can carry these. And so this is the start of my series, or my tutorials, and it will probably be in 2 parts. So let me get situated here. And the first thing I need is my scoreboard. So I'm going to reach down underneath my desk here for that and pull it out. And I'm going to lay it on here. And the first step we're going to do is to score our paper. And this paper needs to be scored to start with at 4.5. And I need my glasses so I can see those measurements, especially from this distance. Okay. 4.5. And you want to go all the way across or all the way down. And 7.5 is your second one. And that makes your bottom. Then we want to rotate it. And I like to go 1.5 inches in. So that would be 10.5 on this side. Oh, and don't make a hole in it. And 1.5, I've got glue on my fingers, on this side. Okay. Ooh, that ran off. Let's get that down there where it belongs. Okay, and that is all the scoring that you need to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these in and burnish them down. Let me take this off of here because we don't need it anymore right now. Fold this side in and burnish it down. And then fold this over and burnish it down. And this one over and burnish it down. Now, the only cutting we need to do is on our inside line here at the bottom. We're going to cut up to that fold line right in there on both sides, and then we're going to cut just a little bit out of it to make us a little bit of give inside the purse. Pull that one off, and again on this side make a little V shape cut, and it doesn't take a whole lot, and that gives us some folding room. Turn it around, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to cut up to that first fold line and then cut our little V shape out of it, and then cut it to the fold line again. And cut our little V shape. And if you see something crawling on me or on this paper, it is a sour gnat. I have them bad. I've had fruit brought in, and it just has brought them in with them. And I am fighting them now. Okay. Now, the next step is to fold our purse up and make the bottom of our purse. And this is just the body of the purse. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this spot right here. And I like to use the liquid glue. So we're going to put a bead around it, like that. And then you can cover the rest of it with just a little line. going to bring this flap up and lay it right against that and rub it down good. And that one just stands up straight. This next one, we're going to put a little glue on. Rub that down good. We're going to put a little glue here at the bottom to help hold it a little bit more, because this is going to have a little bit of stress on it. We're going to go in about a quarter of an inch to a half an inch. You know, actually down at the bottom, you don't have to have that big of a line. And we're going to put the glue right around it to the edge. And this is where I shape the body of the purse. So what we're going to do, I'll see if I can turn this around and do it from the side. We're going to fold it up, fold it in to the bottom, and make sure it's nice and fixed in there a little bit. We're going to do that in a minute anyway. And then we're going to fold this over at the top. You see, can you see this? We're folding it over at the top edge. And then we're going to lay it down. Make sure our bottom is even here. Okay. I'm going to wipe our glue off with your paper towel. Then lay it down. And you want to go inside. I'll cut that down just a little bit. And we're going to burnish it down with our paper towel on the inside. Make sure that bottom flap is down flat. And that seam is down good and tight. And just burnish it down really well. Now that's the way we start our inside flap. This paper is awful dark to show you on. So now we're going to do the same to the other side. So we're going to pull these back for right now. And I'm going to fold this in, and I'm going to put some glue on it. Okay, and we'll let it come up. We'll pull this one around and make sure it's even with the bottom. And hold it down just a minute to help make it have contact. So it will hold. Now we're going to do the side flap here. We're going to do a little down here, and then up and to that line as far as we want to divide it. And we're going to pull that one up and over and line it up on the bottom. Then we're going to take it and pull it together here with that overlap, and make sure it's down even on the bottom and down flat here and here. Wipe our glue off, turn it over on its edge. Whoop, it come apart. Let me get it back together on its edge, and then rub that really well on the inside so that it holds together. Make sure you come up and down with it and across the flap. Now because this is thin, I will probably put an extra piece in the bottom to give it a little more sturdiness in the bottom. And I'm a little bit off right there. what I do when I get like that and I can't move it again is I just trim that off. Just give it a little trim. So that your bottom is nice and flat. Okay, so now we have created the base of the purse. Now we're going to let this dry up a little bit, and then we're going to form the sides. And in order to form the sides, we're going to pinch it in here. So I'm going to go right here where I have folded. You need to get a hold of that fold and make sure you fold right in that fold, or that overlap. And then you push in. And you pull it together by grasping the sides a little bit, making sure your top matches. And then you're going to pinch that together and pull that down and pull that down so that you've made a gusset in your purse. Now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. We're going to fold it right in that overlap. We're going to pinch it down together. Make sure that's in. And burnish that edge again a little bit to give it our gusset. Okay. And that is our purse body. That is all it takes to do it. So the next thing is to cut your paper for your decorations on the sides. Now, in order to cut these, the purse is 9 inches wide and 4.5 inches deep. So we need to take a cutter of some kind, and you can just measure these with a ruler if you want to. Burnish them on your scoreboard, whatever you want to do to get a good line. But we're going to cut this I want to be very careful how I cut this. So I want to do my 4 inches, because it's 4.5 inches high. I'm going to cut it 4 inches there. Now I'm going to turn it around. Let's see, this direction to 8 inches or 8.5 inches, because we want a 1/4 inch around it. And I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to come down to where that 4 inches came in, and I'm going to cut right there. And then turn it back around. And cut the rest of my 4 inches. Get it lined up here with my cutter. Come on, line up. And it didn't go all the way to the top, so I'm going to cut that with the scissors. Okay, that's our first piece. And that really didn't cut very well on that cutter. Maybe time for a new blade. So we're going to trim that down just a little. Give it a good even edge. Just do it again on the board. Okay. 4 inches. If it'll cut it. That paper's weird. Okay. I'm not gonna do it that way. Let me get my big scissors. And trim them edges. Okay. Now I need 2 of these. So again, we're going to cut let's see. How do I want to cut this? Okay, that's 8 inches long there, so I'm going to go to the 4-inch mark. Go to the top. Cut down. Get to about right there. Cut fine that time. And then we're going to just cut up on that. And then I'll straighten it up. Because I can't cut straight. So, there we go. Now we're going to cut this. Make sure it is 8.5. And it looks good. Okay. Now we're going to put this away for a minute. And we're going to take these, lay our bottom down, and we're going to, why has this camera froze? There we go. My camera froze a minute. Okay, we're going to glue these around the edges. Make sure you get the edges really well. And I could use tape on these. It wouldn't hurt. And then in the center, get some in there. Now I like to take my finger and go over that lightly and bring it right out to the edge, so it don't spread quite as bad when you press them down. Bring them out to the very tip, so you don't have any gaps in your tips. And clean your hands off. Okay. And then we're going to line these up with 1/4 of an inch at the bottom. And as much as we can as the sides, because we've pulled the sides in a little bit. So we have to make sure you got it, the top and the bottom. And then burnish them down. And then we just made our panel insert. Turn it over and get your hand in there and burnish it down really well with your paper towel. All over. Alright, and there's our first side done. Now we're going to do this side. So we're going to do it again. We're going to take our paper, make a bead all the way around it. Up and down and swirl it around, and then smooth them edges out right out to the edge, all the way around it. Make sure you get the corners so that they don't pull loose. and out to the edge. And then you can go across that a little bit so you don't have any ridges or ripples if you want to. And pick our piece up. Get our bag here. And lay it down on there with a 1/4 inch at the top and the bottom. That's a little off. Okay. I am not quite straight on this one. So we're going to cut just a little bit right here. Trim this up just a tad. Because that is at the bottom and it will show. So let's get right in there and get a little bit more of that. All right. Okay. Now, turn it over. Don't want to play with it too much because it will ripple the paper, that wet glue will. And burnish it out. And there's our back or our front, either one, all ready to go. That paper feels like it has some really cotton fibers in it. So there's the front and the back of our purse, and now we have to make the top. And since I have enough to do it, we're going to make a piece to go on inside on the bottom. I'm going to make a pocket to go inside of it, and I will make the front of the bag with this. And that's the first thing I'm going to cut out so that I know that I have enough to do it. So I have made this template, and as you can see, it's been several different sizes. So I'm going to lay this down on the bottom, and I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw right around the edges here, across that top, and hope I can see that on that green paper. I'm going to go right down to the bottom and just let it run off, and then down this side. And just let it run off. And I hope you can see that line there. We're going to take our scissors and we're going to draw that, or cut this out. And I start at the bottom and curve that line right out of the bottom. And come up and over. And just follow your lines. And there's lots of templates that you can find online. You don't have to use this one. If you'd like to, just let me know. Okay, cut down that. And then we're going to go right down across the top of it. And cut the top. Okay, and then around this side. Just follow that line around. did have a little bit of a lift there. And we're going to get that little bit of edge off of there. Okay. There's our flap. And in order to cover it, because I only have the one sheet of paper, we have to do another outline for the insert on this. So I'm going to stop the video right here, and we're going to stop right here, and I will be back with the second part of this video in just a little while. So thanks for watching. Hope you like it. And if you do, please like and subscribe. And I will talk to you soon. Yeah, don't do it on that glass. Let's get down here where it will control something. Ah.